Last month, Sajib was stuck at 10K per month with his tutoring business and just couldn't break through. But today, he's consistently hitting 24K months. And the craziest part, he did it within 30 days. He didn't change his teaching style, he didn't work more hours, he didn't get lucky or go viral. He just changed one critical system within his business. And in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how we transformed Sajib's tutoring business and how you can apply the exact same thing to your own business. You see, over the past year, I've helped dozens of tutoring businesses build predictable client acquisition methods. For example, Mario, who collected 6.4K within the first couple of days and just $250 in ad spend. It's safe to say that this isn't a fluke, it is a predictable system. In this video, you're going to see first the offer adjustment that increased his pricing power instantly, the Facebook ad strategy that generates a consistent stream of new calls every single day, the 4-hour per month content ecosystem that builds trust without daily posting, the sales script that doubled his close rate, and the backend automation that keeps everything running predictably and without stress. This is not a theory, this is the actual system that we use to get him real revenue, real students, and real business growth. But before we dive in, if you want to hand all this over to someone who can just do it for you and install the same system, there's a link in the description of this video. You can book a call with my team, and we're going to show you exactly how we'd apply this for your specific business. So, like I said, the first thing that we need to look at is your offer. You need to stop selling your time. You see, time is a commodity. Everyone has time, everyone can sell time. Instead, you need to sell something that not everyone can sell. Not everyone can sell outcome. You see, university entry is something that most students dream of, but most tutors cannot promise. You can instantly differentiate yourself from everybody else in the market as soon as you reposition your sessions into a complete transformation. So let's start focusing on what parents actually care about. Here are the three biggest things. One, parents are deeply afraid of their child missing out on their dream college. And it makes sense. Like, the college that you go to is pretty much going to determine what career path you have in life, what kind of salary you have, and what kind of life you ultimately lead. Two, they deeply desire to provide every possible advantage to their child. And you can be that advantage. You see, if your program looks good and they want it and they can clearly see how their kid is going to improve in the exam, they're going to want to buy that for their child. Every parent wants their kid to have some sort of advantage and to quote unquote win in life. You can be the vehicle that allows them to win. And lastly, every single parent is worried about wasting money on ineffective solutions. In fact, this is not just a parent's problem. This is pretty much every single human alive. Nobody likes to waste money. So for that reason, you want to make it seem inevitable that if they buy the program, they will get the transformation. They are going to get the score. So your full offer is probably going to include like life coaching, study plans, test analysis, homework help, but you don't sell that. You sell the result. What do they actually get? They get an improvement. They get a better score on the exam. They get confidence. Sell the result, not the features. So Facebook ad framework. Now, the first thing that I want to make clear is that you do not need a big budget. You see, multiple clients of ours got 10K per month in revenue from just spending $600 in that same month. So no, you don't need thousands of dollars on ads. In fact, most of our clients start at $20 or maybe $30 a day. That's it. You really don't need thousands upon thousands of dollars for ads. But when you're actually running them, I need you to understand that targeting is not in the settings. It is in the messaging. You see, you need to build out the perfect parent profile, not just someone who is quote unquote interested in education. You need to specifically define exactly who your ad needs to target. And then most importantly, you need to speak to these people. Your whole script, if you have a video ad, needs to revolve around addressing that specific person, addressing their specific pain points, addressing their specific aspirations and goals. Now, to give you some more practical advice, simple 60-second talking head ads perform the best. They need to be direct, authentic, and problem solving. So this is this 3-part ad structure that we actually currently use with our paid clients. Step 1 is you want to call out the parent. So parents of kids taking A-level maths, right? And then you agitate the problem and promise results. So again, for example, if your teen is struggling with A-level maths, then we will get you a A or A star or B on A-level maths. Once you've made the call out, you promise them what result you're going to get them, and you agitated the pain, then you need to explain like, okay, how do we actually get the result that I just promised? Because people don't just believe in empty promises. There needs to be some sort of explanation to back all of that up. And at the end, it's a simple CTA, such as click the link to reserve a spot, or if you're interested, click the link below. Really that simple. But I do want to make something clear. The ads alone will not not get you past 20 or 30K per month. Patrick, for example, had zero content presence before he started working with us. And we built a whole ecosystem across Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook in order to scale him past that 15K to 70, 100, and even 190K per month. And all he had to do was just record 4 hours of content per month. We handle the scripting, the editing, and the distributing. You see, what content does is it warms up cold leads. When you're running ads, let's say they're direct response ads, right? The ones I just told you about earlier. You're telling people like, if this is your pain and this is you, then we will get you to your goal, and then mention the goal, right? These are direct response ads. These people are quote unquote cold leads, meaning they don't know you yet. They don't know if you're credible. They don't trust you yet. So content is a crucial step that most tutors below 50K per month just completely either don't want to do because it takes a lot of work if you don't do it properly, or they completely ignore it because they don't believe it works. But people don't want to buy from you if they don't know that you're credible and that you're trustworthy. And that's exactly where content comes in. Content is going to warm up everyone. Content is going to show them that, hey, I'm a credible source. I can be trusted. Here's who I helped in the past. Here's how my teaching works. And it just makes sure that when people actually show up to your sales calls, they actually go through with it and they buy. And then lastly, the sales framework, right? Because you're getting calls, you're getting interested people, but you need to now convert them. So here is the 5-step sales framework that we use to this day. Step number 1, you need to connect. You need to build some rapport and you need to ask the right questions, right? You don't just want to, open it up and be like, okay, so what's the biggest problem? Okay. And then you present your program, state the price, and then you expect them to buy. That's not really how this works. I see a lot of tutors that just don't ask enough questions. Like they come straight out the gate, presenting the program, talking about the features, talking about how great they are. And then at the end of the day, when the presentation is over, the student and parent just say, I'm gonna think about it. And oh, I need to talk to the dad. And oh, just give me a day. And you and I both know they never come back. So you fix this by number 1, connecting. You need to build some rapport, ask some light questions in the beginning, get to know them, and then you need to dive into their pain points, right? And it's extremely important that you actually listen to these people. You want to uncover all of their problems, how long that's been going on, what they've tried to fix the problem so far. Maybe they've already had a tutor. You need to uncover all of this to actually understand like what type of person this is, what type of decisions they make, and what do they actually like in a tutor. And after you went through all of that, and you also went through their goals, like which university, what career path, and ultimately what grade they need to get or what score, only then do you present your program. So here, step 3, you educate and you explain your system through their needs. You tell them in their own words that they use, right? So I struggle with this problem because of this. Then you tell them like, we're gonna fix this problem that you mentioned earlier by step 1, step 2, and step 3. You need to make it extremely simple and easy to understand, like exactly how the problem is gonna get solved. And then you present the price and you handle any objections. Again, you wanna focus on outcomes. And when they give you an objection, you first need to understand what's actually behind that. Don't just, when they say it's too expensive, don't get offended and just be like, okay, then go with someone cheaper, right? Understand that, like, okay, too expensive compared to what? Any objection they give you, you first need to clarify. You need to understand where they're coming from, and you need to make it seem as if you are on the same side of the table and there's not like this battle, like it's you against them, because you never win that battle. Now, there's millions of objections out there, and I just simply don't have the time to go through all of them on this simple YouTube video. But in our paid programs, we do teach all of this, and we have extensive tutorials and scripts on how to tackle like basically every single objection out there, so that no matter what they throw at you, it's as simple as looking at the sheet, okay, this is partner objection, and just going through the exact script. And lastly, you just need to ask for commitment with confidence, right? So where do you guys want to go from here? Simple as that. And if you do all of this correctly, it's not gonna feel like you're being pushy or you're forcing someone to do something. All you need to do is make sure that you are on the same side of the table. If they say this is too expensive for me, instead of battling them like, oh, too expensive, then go with someone cheaper, you simply need to understand, okay, like too expensive, what exactly do you mean by that? Oh, well, we're kind of tight on cash. I have about $500 to invest and maybe $500 the next month. And then you simply create a plan around that. You work with them, not against them, right? So you don't want to be pushy. You cannot force someone to do anything. You can simply understand them, educate them, and help them make a decision. Now, we also want to automate everything in the back, right? You're going to need a full CRM. We personally use Go High Level because you simply cannot be handling all of the leads manually. It's going to take way too much time. And I see way too many tutors, by the way, who just have 20 different Excel sheets for all of the leads, for all different stages, talking to 20 different people. And then what ends up happening is 10 of the 20 people get ignored. The other 10 get spammed because you don't know what exactly you're doing. There is no automation and you're sending out SMSs and emails and maybe WhatsApp messages all manually. And worst of all, you are not tracking anything. And if you do not have data, you cannot improve. So the first thing that we do is we organize everything in one place into a CRM. We make sure everything's connected and that everything is tracked, because only once you have data can you then focus on improving the data and the KPIs. And when you do this correctly, everything runs without you. Somebody opts in from the ads, they fill out a form, they automatically get added into the CRM, they automatically start getting SMSs, emails, WhatsApp messages. Your setter sees that they have been added into the CRM. The setter goes and calls them without you having to do anything. The setter books them on a call, and then your closer takes the call again without you having to do absolutely anything. And then the only point where you actually have to quote unquote do something is after they paid you, and now you have to actually, go and tutor. Now, if you want to have all of this implemented for you so that you can speed up the process and avoid all of the annoying trial and error, we specialize in building this exact system that I just went over for online tutor. And we always personalize it to your exact. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can click on the link in the description of this video, book a free strategy call with my team, and we're going to go over exactly like what your situation is and how we would tailor this exact system for your business.